Hello and welcome to or back to my channel. I am Kit, your friendly feminist cat lady spinster, and today we are going to have a look at a video by Bachelor. The Mary Sue published an article titled "Dating Site Profile Goes Viral for Being the Exact Problem with How People Treat Dating Apps." That is a very long title. And he did not like this for some reason. I really don't know why, because the whole point of talking about it is because it's not common for men or women to write a profile like that. But anyway, I will link the article below and feel free to give it a read. In the meantime, we will be looking at Bachelor's video on the subject. So I might have some controversial opinions on here because in my personal opinion, you should not specify measurements for a potential partner, and you should really not have a laundry list of expectations or anything in a dating profile. You should just describe the core of what makes you who you are and some deal breakers, and then just go, because you really can't know if you'll have chemistry with someone on a computer screen. You have to meet in person to find that out. So yeah, I also think dating profiles in general are pretty cringy. If you're a Bachelor fan, you probably won't like what I had to say in this video. So yeah, there's my warnings for this video. If you think I'm wrong about something, please feel free to call me out in the comments below. I do want to learn, and I hope I never close my mind to other people's viewpoints. And that being said, let's just dive on in.
Women rage about this man's dating profile. What I find so interesting about this is that, like we've talked about many times before, it's do as I say, not as I do. And also they're going to call this guy out for pretty much doing what almost every dating profile of the day that I talk about does, which is a list of demands and requests. But when a guy does it, he's being unreasonable, and they need to write an article on some feminist blog about it.
Interesting reading choice for someone who identifies as MGTOW, but it's good to broaden your horizons and keep an open mind and all that. But it is unfortunate that he chose to misrepresent this article or misunderstand. No, I think Joker is smart enough to understand this article, and he's just choosing to purposely misrepresent it to pander to his audience.
But when women do this, well, this is just a woman's prerogative. It's just her choice. So let's get into the story here. This is from the Mary Sue.
I wonder if he knows what a Mary Sue is.
This is just from 3 days ago, from October 6th. Dating site profile goes viral for being the exact problem with how people treat dating apps. New red flags we didn't think we had to discuss. Well, obviously, they must be talking about a woman's profile, right?
Oh, wait, you serious?
This says profile bios across the internet. Profile bios, same thing, across the internet, not just on dating sites, can tell you a lot about someone, even if they are embellishing some aspects and obscuring others. They can give you a quick form of reference of what a person finds to be of value. There's one making the viral rounds on the internet that is especially telling, and not in the way he intended, but the exacting endless scroll of attributes he's seeking speaks to larger issues about the outsized demands our culture places on looks and politics, especially when we're talking about requirements for what makes for an appealing woman. Now, I've read the dating profile, and I'll read it here for you just in a second. And yes, he is very specific in his requirements. However, I've got 6, 7, 8, something like that, dating profiles of women that are going to show you that women are doing the exact same thing. The difference is more women than men are doing it, and they're not writing articles about the women being unreasonable, only the men being unreasonable, because, of course,
I don't want to attribute malice to Joker, but there's a difference between unreasonable and red flags. And for some reason, he's choosing to ignore all the red flags in this man's dating profile and focus on the fact that a lot of people, not just men, have specifications in their dating profiles. Personally, I think it's silly to specify anything really in a dating profile except something that's a true deal breaker. When you go beyond that, you risk cutting yourself off from a lot of people that might potentially be a good match for you. But in this case, This goes far beyond, I want someone who's, 5'5" and slender. This goes way beyond that, as we will see once we get to the profile itself.
surprise, shocking, right? They continue on. Because of the profile's name is blacked out, we're just going to call this man Oh Boy. Oh Boy decided to opt out of a personal description and instead map out what amounts to be a complicated shopping list for his ideal women. He, like many before him, misunderstood the assignment, instead choosing to write the biography for this imaginary person. So what this guy did that is, I guess, so insulting to them is he said, the woman I'm looking for should be this.
No. They were not insulted. They were alarmed. Red flags are alarming. That's why they're red flags.
Okay, problem is, there shouldn't be a problem, because grocery lists, women make dating profile grocery lists all the time. I mean, that's why we talk about the sixes. The guy has to make six figures. He has to be 6 feet tall. He has to have a six pack. He's got to have all the sixes, right? Why did this become kind of a meme and or joke and or truth? Because we talk about these dating profiles all the time. If the women were talking about themselves, we wouldn't have this this meme or this trope.
But if a woman is looking to date a man, why would she be looking at another woman's dating profile?
But we know they do this. And again, I've got some examples coming up. Oh boy starts his bio pretty tame, relatively, as he says he is looking for someone with conservative values. While he outlines to be pro-birth, he writes pro-life, really into guns, and Catholic. There are at least 2 red flags already. What red flags? That he's conservative value, that he is pro-life. Is that a red flag? He's really into weapons. Okay, maybe the guy hunts. They say, but at least he didn't say MAGA. Oh, okay. Oh boy never explicitly says it, but he goes on. He might as well, because it only gets worse from here. So somebody posted, I sometimes feel like there should be a third option: swipe left, swipe right, and toss into orbit immediately. All right, so let's read this awful profile that this guy wrote. And granted, it's not a great profile, but hey, again, women do it all the time, so why not guys?
You know, it's weird, but when I was growing up, Susie does whatever was never an excuse for me to be able to do it too.
They say he says, I'm looking for a woman with conservative values, pro-life, Second Amendment, and Catholic.
He could have just said, I'm looking for a conservative Catholic woman, but carry on.
Please be 5'4" to 5'7".
I think people really shoot themselves in the foot when they get so specific about height on a dating profile, because when you meet someone in real life, you're not like sizing them up, trying to see if they're in your preferred height range. At least I hope you're not, because that'd be really weird and kind of creepy. But yeah, this part is okay. People get weird about height online, so I'll let this one pass.
115 to 125 pounds.
Editing Kit jumping in to say that I did not realize he said 115 to 125. For some reason, I thought it was 125 to 145. In which case, this is actually worse than I initially thought. Oh hey, look what I found! But in all seriousness, this is a red flag, because why would you detail someone's weight? What happens if they gain or lose weight? I understand that people have preferred body shapes they're attracted to, but you're really shooting yourself in the foot by being so specific. And I kind of wonder if he thought he was being generous by giving a range, but it's just better, in my opinion, to not mention weight at all.
32B to 34C bra size.
Oh hey, I brought a friend. So yeah, don't detail someone's bra size. That's getting into like really weird territory.
Size 12 to 16 waist.
Are we sure he's not ordering a blow-up doll?
And size 6 to 7, and size 6-7 feet.
I'm confused. Why does feet size matter?
Oh, okay. I was like 6 to 7 feet tall. No, size 6 or 7 feet. Be fun, down to earth, be manicured, pedicured, keep yourself fairly clean.
So I just want to say that there's a difference between, keeping yourself fairly clean and being manicured and pedicured. And if someone's manicured and pedicured, you probably don't need to tell them that they should be fairly clean.
Your attire should be 80% casual, 20% formal.
So Joker is going to excuse this, but there's a difference between saying, hey, I like to, dress up and go out occasionally, and telling someone what their attire should be, especially in such specific percentages.
But be into wearing costumes in bed.
So I would say that you should mention your kink on a date instead of on your dating profile, because, someone might be into wearing costumes in bed, but they can't imagine doing so with a stranger, which is what you are to them at this point, but they might warm up to the idea as time goes on. However, if it is that important to you that it's a deal breaker, yeah, sure, I guess you should mention it in your profile. So yeah, I won't do a red flag for that one.
Be trustworthy, present, and also into movies, road trips, and family stuff.
He could have just left it at that, and that he wanted a conservative Catholic woman, and he would have attracted no attention, but instead he took it to, the next level with his other requirements, and here we are.
PG-13 with all others, R-XXX with me.
So I've heard of rated X and rated R, but does RXXX mean something entirely different? Anyway, I would have left this out because you're telling someone you've never even met that you expect them to be apparently even beyond sexual with them. Just how kinky is this guy? Maybe he would have been better off on FetLife.
You must also love dogs and no kids, 18 to 26 years old, and he's 38 years old. Okay.
So he's looking for someone 20 to 12 years younger than him. Why?
It is quite a shopping list. I make fun of people that put out shopping lists all the time, because all you're doing is you're taking it down from the 100% of the opposite gender down to 10%. And so your odds are not good. Now, being that dating profiles are or finding someone online already for a man is a joke, all this guy's done is boiled it down to the 0.0001% of women that would actually contact him. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. He's not even going to mention the age. Well, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red flags.
But they continue on. She says, I scream internally.
Yes, because he wasn't detailing what he wanted. He was also detailing like the specifications of what the person would look like. And people are not static. Maybe your shoe size will stay the same, but like your waist size and even your height will change over time.
Let's start with the weirdly specific requirements for height, weight, bra size, including the band, waist size, and shoe size, question mark, exclamation mark. Okay, let's really do boil this down. Weirdly specific requirements for height. Women's profiles all the time. Must be at least taller than me, must be at least 6 feet. Women do it all the time.
There's still a difference between must be over 6 foot and must be between these exact heights.
Weight. Women say all the time, I'm a hefty girl, but I want the guy that I date to be athletic.
At least they're not telling that athletic guy what he has to weigh, which is also really weird because you can't tell by looking at someone how much they weigh. So this guy is really shooting himself in the foot here because if someone who's like 124 pounds or 160 pounds who might otherwise have his ideal shape, whatever that might be, looks at his ad and somehow overlooks all the rest of it, she won't message him because she sees that she's not in his weight range.
Bra size? Okay, there are lots of women that say, I like broad shoulders, or you should have big arms or be muscular.
Are you seriously trying to say that saying you like broad shoulders is the same thing as telling someone they must have this specific bra size?
Waist size? There are many women that say, I don't do, heavy set guys. And shoe size? Okay, that one's kind of a weird one, but maybe the guy's got a foot thing.
He really is not going to find any fault with this man. Because he's a man. Huh. Okay.
They say maybe he already bought all those clothes for his future spouse will ever need, and that's why he's so strict on all of these. Not okay and absolutely ludicrous rationale. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you for having a shopping list, gentlemen? But perhaps marginally better than being a creep by demanding specific measurements of your significant other? No, it's absurd any way you spin it. Okay, so this is women putting out there that if you put any specific measurements of your significant other, that is creepy.
I've seen profiles where men say, I want a woman, who's like 5'5" and slender. I shrug and move on because even if I was 5'5" and slender, I still wouldn't swipe on them because it just seems really weird to put that on your profile. But this goes beyond I want someone who's 5'5" and slender. I mean, he detailed your shoe size and your bra size. That is, and your waist size, and your height, and your weight. That is controlling. And you haven't even met him.
Are you listening, ladies? Any measurements about someone you're looking for significant other is creepy. The Mary Sue has said so.
So it goes beyond creepy and into red flag territory, but yes, that is a step beyond. As someone who has looked at men's dating profiles before, which, it's fair that Joker hasn't because I don't believe he's looking to date men, so why would he be looking at men's dating profiles? But they usually have no fat girls, no skinny girls, whatever. But they don't put actual numbers, and they don't go into such detail that it's like they're ordering their very own real doll.
For men or women, we got to have the same rules. So any way you spin this is absurd. Because please explain the waist size to bra size different. I've seen people online who prefer a specific cup size, but a band size? The band size is the ultimate giveaway. He has no idea what he is talking about. The band size for a 32 is 28 to 30 inches, and for a 34 is 30 to 32 inches. Even if you fudge the numbers because standard sizing is weird, that isn't close to a 12 to 15-inch waist. Oh boy, that is half. Here's what I love about this paragraph. Some of you guys don't know this, okay? She's saying if you have, this guy's asking for a 28 to a 34-inch chest, which is the measurement, the number measurement is around the chest here, okay? And she says even if you fudge those numbers, that isn't close to a 12 to 15-inch waist. She screwed up the own measurements because if you read this guy's profile, it says, please be a 32B to a 34C. So that's the 32 and 34 is the measurement around, and the B to C is the cup size. But he says size 12 to 16 waist. That's not inches. He's saying, ladies, in your clothing sizes, please be a 12 to 16. Now, that's actually, I think, pretty reasonable. I think the average size in the United States right now is 16. Me, personally, I prefer them a little slimmer than that.
So this is what outrages Joker and not the fact that the man wants a 20 to 12-year age gap.
But she says 12 to 15-inch waist. He didn't say inches. A great example of how women don't even pay attention to what they're roasting.
So Joker is actually the one not paying attention because the article goes on to say, he didn't say inches for the waist, but the alternative is that this is a typo and he meant shirt size. Still wrong. A person wearing a size 12 and weighing 125 pounds, in most cases, is wearing a largish shirt. So in my case, I assumed he meant pant size, in which case someone who's weighing 125 pounds is not wearing a size 12 or size 16. And also, this is the dangers of being so specific because different clothing brands have different sizing. So someone could be a 12 in one brand and a size 6 in the other. So whose sizes is he going off of?
She's not even paying attention to what she's roasting.
At the bottom of the screen, I can see he didn't say inches for the waist. So if Joker would just read that part, it might clear some things up for him.
She read what he wrote incorrectly, and she judged him incorrectly based on that.
No, the judgment wasn't that he doesn't understand women's clothing sizing. I don't think anyone understands that. The judgment is that the only thing he didn't specify was hair color.
It's not rocket science. He never said inches. He said size. And that does fluctuate a lot for women, I got to say that. Last girl I dated, she would wear like a 0 in one size and a 3 in another and a 5 in another, depending on the cut of the... Anyway, he didn't say inches for the waist, but the alternative is that this is a typo and he meant shirt size. Still wrong. A person wearing size 12 and weighing 125 in most cases is wearing a largish shirt. That is correct. And that's kind of what I was saying. Size 12 to 16 is a pretty big size. And if you're weighing 125 or 115, you're probably closer to, a 0, 1, 2, 3, that kind of thing. So maybe he didn't get that right. But again, is it enough they need to write an article about it?
So I'm glad he read that paragraph, but they didn't write the article because he didn't understand women's clothing sizes.
Clothes are also brought up because his ideal woman should be 80% casual, 20% formal, but be into wearing costumes in bed. Not going to kink shame, but as far as other clothing specifications, unless you are Clinton Kelly and Stacey London of What Not to Wear and offering a wardrobe makeover, it's beyond not okay to give a percentage of when your partner should wear certain types of clothes. Also, the yoga pants fad proves the relative formality of clothes is very subjective. No, yoga pants are not formal, sorry. Basically, he's saying, look, 80% of the time I take it chill, and let's just go out and be ourselves, but 20% of the time, I like to dress up and look nice, maybe when we go out to dinner. You are limited on how many words you can write on some of these profiles, I have to assume.
So if you don't want to come off as controlling, you should write, most of the time, I like to hang out at home, but sometimes I like to dress up and go out, and that will not set off any alarm bells. When you tell someone you should, that makes people think controlling.
But again, she's shaming him for his clothing demands.
Yeah, he tells you your bra size, your waist size, and your required foot size, not to mention the percentage of times you'll be wearing casual and formal clothing. That is controlling.
The boy also demands PG-13 with all others and very naughty with me. There's so many better ways to word this, but hey, at least he's consistent with his awfulness. So now she's word policing him. This is probably a good time to point out that this plus some earlier stuff gives off the vibe that oh boy wants a cool girl, not to be confused with a regular not cool girl. The cool girl is the fantasy. I'm not like other girls, implying by default that there's something wrong with other girls en masse. The Take did a great video on this in the media, and something tells me this sort of long-lasting pop culture concept is where he's getting all the ideas from and his imagination. So again, him saying, look, I want you to be a princess on the streets and a freak in the sheets. There's a reason why I know that expression, because that's what a lot of guys look for, is they want a girlfriend that is presentable and kind and reserved and not flaunting herself all over social media, not putting herself out there, not being flirty with every guy, that she says, hey, I have a boyfriend. I'm happy with him. I'm just going to be with him. But thank you for your interest. No, thank you. And then when she gets home, she's like, hey, do me daddy, and wears an outfit for him and really shows she appreciates him.
I would venture a guess that most people know how to behave in public with other people around. And this is also a weird thing to say to a stranger because you're essentially telling someone that you haven't even met yet, I expect you to be RXXX, whatever that even means, with me, before you even met.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As a matter of fact, most men would like that because they also don't want a princess in the sheets, which is, can I do this? Can I do this? Oh, don't touch. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, no, this doesn't work for me. No guy wants that.
So men don't care how their girlfriends or wives want to be treated in bed? I think that might just be a Joker thing. I'm pretty sure most men actually care about what their significant others want and don't want in bed.
No guy wants. And women don't want that either. Let's be honest. Women don't want that. Where a guy needs very specific things in bed, that's no fun.
Well, I mean, this guy we were just talking about wants costumes in bed, which is pretty specific. But, I mean, if you both share the same kink, why wouldn't specificity be fun? I mean, oh, hello. I don't understand.
So let's look at some of these other dating profiles from women. I'm going to zoom these up a little bit. I was kind, and these were either already blurred out or I blurred them out. This is one I actually did 6 months ago, but I found it again online. This gal is dressed like a pumpkin in a garbage bag. I'm just being for real. Orange leg, black garbage bag looking pleather or whatever it is, leather boots or fake leather boots, and a big orange pumpkin top with red hair. all right? She's 24. Short guys swipe left. Wait a minute. Now, just according to your article, anybody that says anything about a physicality size is a creep.
So he does know that women looking to date men wouldn't be looking at women's dating profiles, right? Therefore, they wouldn't be commenting on them. But okay, yeah, let's go. So yeah, I think short guys swipe left is not a good thing to say, because then again, you're shrinking down your dating pool, because then you're going to have guys that are like 5'8" wondering if they're short by your standards.
So, she's a creep. A man under 6 feet tall is not a real man. Sorry, not sorry. Aren't you body shaming something that men have no control over? I'm pretty sure you have control over your body shape, however, but you're going to call out men? And again, look, I have no problems if someone's a big person. No hate on you. I have no hate on you. But when you start calling out other people for their physical attributes, you get to get called out on yours. That's all there is to it.
Editing Kit jumping in to note that Joker says if you call someone out on their physical attributes, he's going to call yours out. But the Mary Sue never mentioned that man's physical attributes, and this woman wasn't even involved in the article.
All right. And if I were to say something about her and she goes, yeah, but you're short and bald, my answer would be, that is correct. I am 5'6" or 7", depending on, if I'm having a good day or not. As I age, I shrink. So someday I'll be 5'2", I'm sure. And you can say, hey, you're short, bald, and ugly. And I'll be like, okay, let's call each other out on our things. But you don't hear me saying, wait a minute, that's not fair. You can't, nah. If you're going to call people out, you get called out yourself. But you're going to say you're not a man because I don't have the genes to grow 6 feet tall? Okay, good for you.
A man under 6 feet is not a real man. Sorry, not sorry. That is a horrible thing to say, and whoever this person is should be ashamed of themselves. I don't know why, but I know a lot of men are insecure about their height. And so trying to hit someone where it hurts is a really low blow, especially when it's something outside of their control. I mean, I'm sure that, if I had my way, I would be at least 5'4", but height is not something that we can control. So why would you even, just like with oh boy back there, why would you ever specify someone's height? If you want someone taller than you, fine, but don't call into question their manhood.
Smoker swipe left, that's fine. 420 friendly, pass, okay. Make under $100,000, I'm not interested. Let's see now. Do I have my little money? Where's my little money icon? Oh, there it is. If you make under $100,000, I'm not interested. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty shaming. She says, sorry, but I have to be direct. I know my worth. Looking for a man, not a boy. So guys, if you're 5'10" and athletic, own your own home or business, and you drive a $75,000 pickup truck or a $60,000 Tesla, you're not a man. You're just a boy because you don't make more than $100,000 and you're not 6 feet tall. Is this fair? Should we write an article about this?
This is not good, but it's still not at the level of the profile that, we started this video with. However, just don't equate your worth with a minimum income requirement, because that just, it gives the wrong impression. And also, someone being over 6 foot and making a minimum income of $100K does not mean they're going to treat you well or with respect or anything like that. So maybe just kind of go after things that actually matter. Actually, I don't know what dating website this is being pulled from, but this single lady's opinion is that rather than give a list of things that you want in someone else, you should just give a list of what you offer, and then also mention deal breakers like the smoking and 420. Don't make a laundry list of qualifications for someone to date you, because it does not work.
Here's another one. She's 35. Now, this one, the face was already kind of lined out, so I didn't touch it. But I'm just going to say, 35? Really? Okay. All right. I'll take your word for it.
Joker, are you age shaming?
She's an unemployed business owner at blank. So she was a business owner, and apparently it didn't work out so well, so she's an unemployed business owner.
I don't think you can call yourself an unemployed business owner. I think that just makes you unemployed.
She's a straight bi woman. What? How are you both? Is that so you can get all the choices?
Classic move. Oh, yeah.
Maybe she clicked the wrong button? Yeah, I don't know.
She says about a partner to share life with, hubby, a home, a family, fur babies. I want him to be all about me. That sounds like the other guy asking the woman to do certain things and meet certain criteria for him. Serious inquiries only.
I don't think serious inquiries belongs on a dating website.
Let's see if you read this. You must not live at home. Have perfect teeth, white and straight. You definitely have to smell good. Hairless everywhere. Can you imagine? Now, if this were the Mary Sue writing this article, they'd be like, what, am I supposed to not have any eyebrows?
So this profile is already bad, Joker. You don't have to exaggerate to try and make a point. But as bad as it is, it's still not on the same level as the original profile we were talking about.
Okay, hairless everywhere. That means that you have to be bald and no beard and no eyebrows and no leg hair and manicure to the point of shaving and shave your armpits and shave your chest hair. I don't know about you. That sounds pretty controlling. Almost like the guy that wrote his profile.
Almost, but not quite.
Career, wealthy. You have to have a wealthy career, gentlemen. In the meantime, she's an unemployed business owner. Nice shoes, always. So when you're mowing the lawn, make sure you're doing it in your $300 Italian pigskin leather loafers.
I'm pretty sure someone considered wealthy could probably afford to hire someone else to do the lawn mowing.
Expectations. You have to keep her safe. You have to open the door for her. Hold her hand always. That would probably be awkward as she's using the toilet. Play with her hair. Now, she'll never return the favor because you can't have any hair, you see. You have to love football. You get down on food. You have to make her laugh. Make me laugh, it says. You have to be affectionate. You have to challenge her. And you have to be her teammate. I don't know.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Something not right here. She's asking for a whole lot. I don't see her offering anything. Again, this Mary Sue article here is all like, hey, he's not all, it's just a grocery list of demands. That's all this one is. Is there an article written about it? No.
Does he really not understand that if someone is looking to date a man, they won't be looking at women's profiles? Anyway, so this is not an article, but he is making a video about this profile, so yeah, there kind of is an article written about this profile. And yes, I agree, it's bad. And if someone gives you like a list of things they want you to do and be while saying nothing about themselves and what they offer, then yeah, keep swiping. They are not worth it.
How about this one? I don't have a photo for this one. If you're not jabbed, that means you aren't very smart, so I'd never consider meeting you. So pass me by. I enjoy staying active, kayaking, paddleboarding, swimming, looking for an educated guy. No gangstas, no leeches, no struggling artists. And I prefer a guy who is family-oriented, wants kids. Okay if he has kids, not be in love with your ex still. All right. Prefers a Caucasian guy under 6'2". So not only is she being kind of racist, but she's actually now putting a 6'2" number on there. That alone boils it down to like 3 or 5% of the population. Unless you're in Southeast Asia, then it's 0.00001.
No excuses for racism.
You better be sweet and kind and not have a potty mouth. I really like a guy with manners. No smokers, barflies, addicted gamers, so you can't be too much into video games. 3 times a day gym guys. No guys on juice or substances. If you message me with hey, hi, yo, hello, or any other lame one-word contacts, I won't answer. Give me something that will make me want to get to know you.
And shortly after publishing that profile, she realized that saying that did not actually deter men from sending hey, hello, hi messages.
Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but you're a total bitch.
Right. But again, remember, guys, these ladies are calling this one guy out for his one profile. I have thousands of these.
So my first thought is that Joker is collecting women's dating profiles, which is a very unique hobby. And my second thought is that he does know that none of these dating profiles belong to the author of the Mary Sue article, right? He does know that. For all we know, she's not even on any dating websites. And also, she wasn't critiquing all of men's dating profiles. She was reviewing the red flags in one man's dating profile.
Let's continue on, shall we? From a 26-year-old, please read carefully before texting me. It is very difficult to surprise me. My expectations are, gee, that sounds like a list to me.
The requirements that were the problem. I mean, in that case, we would just all be constantly writing articles about dating profiles because I'm pretty sure most people have some sort of requirements, though most people don't go into the level of detail we're seeing in this video. But it was the requirements he saw fit to list that is the problem. When someone is that controlling about what their potential partner looks like, that is a major red flag.
Intelligent, independent man. Invitation to a specific event or dinner, or something more interesting. Don't just try to take her out for coffee and dinner, guys. That is not interesting enough. And no, I don't have any Instagram. My time is too precious. And yes, I have a deep sense of privacy. If you're making poor choices, don't even try. I will not put my ass in a car that costs less than 100 grand.
But how would you know? I mean, maybe it's because I'm not a car person, but I can't tell how much a car costs by looking at it. Unless maybe they're going to go by like brand. But what if they bought it used and thus paid less than 100 grand? Or is it okay so long as it originally cost over 100 grand? Also, again, how are you going to know how much it cost? Are you going to like ask? Because that would be really rude, especially to someone you just met, to up and ask them, how much was your car? Red flag.
I don't lead long conversations here. Boy, I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty condescending, doesn't it?
Though condescending and controlling both start with C's, they're not the same thing.
Here's another one for you. Now, in this photo, this young lady is very, 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 very pregnant. She looks like she's slid how pregnant? Like she slid a basketball under her dress, like very baby bump. She says, I'm looking for my forever person. Oh, she's 35, by the way. Her passions are vlogging, shopping, fashion, foodie, and an Instagram. Okay, let's try this again. She's into shopping, fashion, she's a foodie, and she's into Instagram, getting that social validation. Looking for my forever person. Here, let me zoom this up for you a little bit. There you guys can see the little basketball she got going on there. She says, looking for my forever person, someone laid back, honest, authentic, high morals and values, beautiful soul, kind, gentle, loving, and great with kids. I have 2 boys and am pregnant with another boy. So she's got 2 kids and a bun in the oven. So she hasn't even had her other child. I don't know what happened to the baby daddies, but she's got one in the oven and she's already out trying to date again. Now maybe it's just me, but maybe cool it out just a little bit, at least have the kid and get adjusted to your new life. But that's just me.
No, I agree. It's going to be such a big adjustment for the 2 boys already to have a new baby sibling and then bringing like a new man into their lives. And I mean, things are going to change when said baby comes. And I think that's asking a lot for someone to take on. Like, I have 2 sons and then here's a third. I mean, she is being upfront with it. So if a man is not into that, he obviously knows up front. So that's good. But I just feel like maybe take some time and adjust to what's going to become your new normal before getting back on the dating scene. But I don't have any kids, so maybe I'm just like totally off about that.
She says, I don't date gamers, smokers, heavy drinkers. And here is the best part. She doesn't date men that already have kids.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, sir.
I don't think so. You're going to have 2 kids, one bun in the oven, and you're going to say that you're not going to date anybody with kids? Again, the hypocrisy. I tried to find an article about this dating profile. Mary Sue did not write one. I don't understand it.
No, you do understand it, but you're pandering to your audience. If a woman writing articles at Mary Sue is not into other women, she's not going to be looking at other women's dating profiles. And also, if the woman is a straight woman, her profile won't show up for that other woman to look at anyway because she wouldn't be into dating another woman. It is not that complicated. And Editing Kit jumping in to add that there is actually nothing alarming about that woman's profile.
She says, I also don't date men who ride motorcycles. Sounds like a specific hobby she's not okay with. If you aren't looking for anything serious or date with no intentions, please don't swipe right. I don't know about you, but I'm guessing you probably didn't always date with intentions if you're still single with 3 kids and you haven't even had the 3rd one yet. Now, of course, this looks like she's standing in front of her Mercedes, holding a Gucci bag. She's got a big ring and a watch that looks like it may have some fake diamonds or diamonds on it or whatever. I mean, you know what you're getting with this one, fellas. Now, here's another one. Again, she's a little bit of a bigger girl.
Was she a great big fat person?
She's 33. She's a verified. She says, not looking for anything serious, just a tall, handsome husband to have a couple of kids with.
I'm confused. How is marriage and kids not serious?
Prefer someone who can help me carry my Target bags inside. So, she wants you to be tall, you have to be handsome, and you have to carry her bags for her. So basically, she's looking for a manservant. She's 5'4", she's curvy. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, technically, she's correct. There are a lot of curves in different directions. She's a dog and cat mom. Let me correct that. She said, I'd make an incredible wife, excluding my obvious Target problem. I live on 400 beautiful acres in mid-central. She says, you have to have a great smile.
I hate when people write things like that because how am I supposed to know if you're going to find my smile great?
You have to be athletic and competitive. You have to be athletic and competitive. And again, let me just be really clear about this because I sometimes do get hate about this. Gentlemen or ladies, if you're heavier, if you're bigger, if you're skinny, if you're short, if you're tall, I do not care. I do not judge you on that. But what I am going to do is when you start judging other people, you're going to get judged in return.
Wait, did I miss something? All she said was that she wants someone who's athletic and competitive. Where is the judgment?
And now some people may say, I love that body style. Hey, that's great. That's great. I don't. And so if you're going to say someone needs to be tall and this, that, and the other, I'm going to tell you what I think about you. That's how this works.
She didn't even mention height, though. I feel like he's really reaching on this profile and trying to make something of it that actually isn't there.
So you must be athletic and competitive. You must enjoy walks with the dogs. We'll make waffles on Sunday with me. You have to feed her.
So I'm pretty sure with that little line, he was trying to fat shame, but she said nothing about feeding her. She's just looking for someone who will make waffles on Sunday with her.
If you fit the bill and aren't opposed to relocating, drop me a line. So, hey, you gotta drop whatever you're doing, fellas. Go make waffles with her on Sunday.
Okay, yeah, he is definitely trying to reach with this profile. Aren't opposed to relocating. You don't have to do anything. If you think, you know what, 400 beautiful acres, that sounds great. I want to go live in the country. Then absolutely send her a message. If you are a city person and you have no desire to live in the middle of nowhere, then you don't. You don't have to drop anything if you don't want to.
Just don't forget to hit the gym because you got to be in shape.
There's a difference between saying you must have an athletic build and saying I want someone who's athletic and competitive. And I know he knows that.
Here's another one for us. This one wasn't quite as bad, but still it shows the hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy, the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. So, unless the woman who wrote the Mary Sue article is out there detailing the size of biceps she needs a man to have, she's not a hypocrite.
She says, I don't have the age on this one. She says, I'm going to be clear. I want to be in love, ultimately. I want a man that will pay for all dates. I am looking to be spoiled. I want a man who plans all dates. And I get to show up and just look cute and give positive vibes. I have a belly, by the way. Be taller than 5'7". I have a belly, and you need to be taller than 5'7". In return, I'm affectionate and sweet and fun to be around. So you have to pay for everything. Plan her dates, spoil her, take care of her, and what does she bring in return? I'm affectionate and sweet and fun to be around.
So a while back, I did a commentary reaction on Tim Pool and some woman saying that women needed to be less feminist when dating and just like let the man plan the dates and I believe pay for the dates. I don't remember if that part came up, but I remember, a way for a man to like assert his manhood was to plan the dates so the woman just has to show up. And given the other areas of the manosphere I dive into, this sounds pretty much like what they advocate for. The man makes all the decisions and the woman just shows up and submits. But I guess that comes after marriage. But yeah, I guess I can see where Joker would object to this because if he's MGTOW, he would not agree with this at all. But given what other areas of the manosphere advocate for, a profile like this seems like right up their alley.
My dog Walker laying next to me on my floor right here, he's a very loving, sweet boy, and he's really fun to be around. You offer nothing more to me than my very faithful hound at my feet.
Ah, but will your hound at your feet provide you with a legacy? I think not. And no, that is not my own idea. That comes from Socrates, not the philosopher, but a man in the manosphere.
But you have all these expectations from men.
So perhaps Joker should start looking at men's dating profiles because I can assure him that men put expectations on women. Thankfully, not to the extent as seen earlier in this video, but the reason that article was written was because it was so out there. Most people, they have, like some hopes and dreams or whatever, but they don't have actual measurements for their ideal significant other. That is concerning, and that is why the article was written.
Please be a texter. Phones are no bueno. If you're just looking for a hookup, I'm not your girl. I want to be wined and dined and have a connection. It sounds like she desperately wants a connection with your wallet.
But it's still not the same thing as we went over earlier.
I'm going to leave it there. This is for this video. But you guys get the point, right? So they call out one guy for one dating profile.
Yes, they were talking about one man because his profile was so full of red flags, it had to be talked about. Because no woman should ever accept that a man gets to dictate her bra size, her shoe size, what types of clothing she wears, what % of the time. It is one thing to say, most times I like to hang out at home and chill, but sometimes I like to dress up and go out. And another thing to say, 80% of your clothing should be casual, 20% formal or whatever. And also, if he had bothered to read the rest of the article, he would know that they mentioned how toxic it is to treat dating as an actual marketplace with a laundry list of expectations and ideals and whatever. Because in reality, all you're doing is treating people like a commodity. And I mean, that's great for the dating websites because, I mean, when you do find someone, you go off the website and that, is one less person who's looking at their advertisements and everything or paying for a membership. So do they really want you to find someone on a dating website? My inclination is kind of like no, because that's a bad business strategy. But I mean, I guess there are more single people every day. So, but yeah, I just always treat business with, skepticism. But yeah, so it was one man with his profile full of red flags.
And they go nuts on him.
Who is they? There was only one woman that wrote the article. But maybe he should have spent more time detailing why he thought the article was nonsense instead of trying to critique other women and to make the point that women do the same thing. But the reason the article was written is because it's not normal for men or women to have those types of specifications. If anyone specifies what measurements your body should have, man, woman, it does not matter, that is a red flag.
In the meantime, there are thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of women's dating profiles that are just as bad. Maybe not in the same way.
Gee, how generous. But if there are truly so many, and he did mention that he had a lot, then why did he use the one woman with the acreage? Because that profile was pretty harmless, and I'm pretty sure she was trying to be like cutesy with her Target addiction, because it's kind of a meme that women have a Target addiction and shopping bags and whatever. I mean, if you have so many that are at that level of alarming, why didn't you use those?
But if you're going to call a guy out because he has specific wants of, hey, I'd like a woman to act like this when she's out in public and act like this privately. I'd like her body shape to be in these proportions and her physical attributes. You're going to call him out on that. And in the meantime, you're not calling these women out on their call-outs, on their physical attributes, on their attributes they want their men to have, and the fact that they are even admitting in many cases it's a double standard.
So to me, there is a world of difference between saying, I want to be wined and dined, and saying, you should have this bra size. But, I'm a woman. Maybe I don't get it. So if you're a man, please let me know if you found any of the women's profiles as alarming as the man's. And I'd also like to reiterate that the reason we're here is because that man's profile is not normal.
This is why I'm saying that guys are just onto it, especially on these dating apps. But the thing is, I think the dating apps are just a reflection of the people in the real world. Now, you'll probably meet much more normal women in the real world versus on the dating apps. But if you don't see the double standards here, I don't know what to tell you.
All right, and that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I did have some notes here that I wanted to mention. I might be repeating myself, but I don't recall, and I found them very important, so I just want to get these out there. So, Better Bachelor is critiquing the women because he finds their requirements ridiculous and because someone critiqued a man. Mary Sue was critiquing the man because he was showing red flags, such as being controlling. It is interesting how he thinks wanting a man over a certain height is the same as detailing what a potential partner's height, bra size, waist size, shoe size, etc. should be. But at least in this case, the red flags are up front instead of appearing gradually over time, so one day you find yourself in an abusive relationship and have no idea what happened to the man you fell in love with. Also, so I noticed Joker didn't note the man is unemployed, but I'm pretty sure he did ding a woman on that. And I also want to note he didn't observe that the man is looking for someone 20 to 12 years younger. Probably because women near his age would know better than to put up with such controlling behavior. And yes, detailing everything about your future partner from their behavior, PG in the streets, XRRR with me, to their shoe size, such a small detail most people don't stop to think about it, is a sign of a controlling person. If he had just said, seeking a conservative Catholic woman who loves dogs and is a size whatever, well, he would probably get fewer matches, but at least it wouldn't raise any red flags. That is it for this video. Please feel free to leave your thoughts on it below. Especially if you're a man, I really do want to know if you find the women's profiles as alarming as the Mary Sue one. If you liked the video, please feel free to hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, please feel free to do so. You can follow my socials linked below. I have Twitter for random bursts of wit and Instagram for, mostly cute cat pictures. I hope you have a great day and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, hey, look what I found.